Hey guys, I'm Viper and welcome back to a brand new video. And today's video, as you can tell, is the Japanese Grand Prix preview. And as you can see in the background, it's half-hour footage of the 1994 cars at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix Suzuka circuit. But anyway, getting into Japanese Grand Prix. So obviously it's back-to-back F1 weekends, so hooray! But we've just seen the Malaysian Grand Prix and how bad that went for Lewis Hamilton and how good it went for the Red Bull guys. Rosberg's obviously extended his championship lead to 23 points, which in his book is going to be quite good for him considering the championship where it is now. But of course, moving on to the race itself with Suzuka, next round being, I think it's round 17 now we're at. Is it round 18? I think round 17 we're at now, if I remember correctly anyway. But yeah, so Suzuka circuit, quite technical and twisted, quite a good one for some drivers, others not quite so much. Winning ground for some drivers such as Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso and of course Lewis Hamilton in the past. So, well, it's been shown in the past actually that it's been a bit of a, sometimes it can be controversial, other times very good. Mika Hakkinen won both his championships at the Suzuka circuit in 98 and 99. We also saw Vettel's run of dominance, I think between winning the 2011 to win in the 2011 race to win the 2011 title. Obviously it was one of his many victories that he had in 2013. 2014 was obviously that tragic race with Jules Bianchi's accident, and last year we saw Lewis shove Rosberg wide at first car and go on to dominate the race and win. So, 2016 then, obviously it's provided a lot of spectacular racing, a lot of good racing, and it's shown that Rosberg is really on this hunt for his first ever World Championship. Now, in terms of what we can see at this year's event, I can say it could probably be very like a lot or very little. So, the thing is, with Suzuka being as technical and twisty as it is, it's more suited to cars like the Mercedes, as it's mainly about engine power. However, a good downforce setup, so something what Red Bull are very good at, is needed. So, as we saw in Malaysia, Red Bull were quite racy with the Mercedes, and I can easily see that becoming a thing here again. So, Ferrari, I wouldn't say don't put them out of the picture, but I wouldn't say don't expect them to see them fight with the Red Bulls and also with the Mercedes, as obviously like I said, with the Mercedes and the Red Bulls, their engines and although Renault being down on power slightly to Mercedes, the downforce on this track is quite an improvement. Obviously there's many famous corners on this track, including 130R, where we saw Alonso take Schumacher, so expect a lot of good racing. And also, one team that I've not mentioned probably mainly quite a bit in any of my preview videos that I've done this year is McLaren. Now obviously McLaren have been on the up and the rise this year due to after last year how bad things got for them and so on. But obviously being the first year engine, but this year we've seen them to do quite well in getting the points, not on a regular basis, but a lot more often than they did on in last year's, in the last season. So McLaren are definitely worth keeping an eye on. I don't mean anything in terms of podiums or wins or poles or anything like that, but I think I can see, because obviously this is a downforce track, I can see McLaren doing well this weekend and getting some decent points. Now, like I said, 7th and 9th in Malaysia, which is quite a technical and twisty track. Here, probably top 5, top 6 finish I reckon for the likes of the McLaren lads. I mean, should all things go well, we could see quite a bit of interesting battling and so on. We did see Alonso complain last year about the engine and so on, but I think this year we can see the McLaren guys doing well. Like I said, this is focusing kind of away from the main guys. Williams, a track that they don't really do well at, even in the dry. The wet, we know that they're not very good at all in the wet, but in the dry, they're still not very good at the track. Sauber maybe expects an improvement. Renault obviously scored a point last race, so worth keeping an eye on them. Mana, again, not so sure. Toro Rosso said in Singapore that was the last chance to show if they got points. I believe they scored points at Malaysia just recently, so easily worth keeping an eye on them as well. So, the main bit of the video, like I said, getting into this now. is the prediction for qualifying and of course for the race. So qualifying, I reckon Lewis Hamilton to get pole position, as I think this is more his hunting ground than Rosberg's. Now, top 5, bit of a different one. Slightly similar, it's still similar in regards of Hamilton, Rosberg 1, 2. Red Bull 3 and 4, so I'm going to say Hamilton, Rosberg, Ricciardo, Verstappen, and then 5th place I'm going to say, wait for it, Fernando Alonso in the McLaren. Yep, bit of a ballsy one, that one. That's assuming the Ferraris will probably finish 6th or 7th and so on. But I'm going to put that in my top 5 there. Roman Grosjean in the Haas, I'm going to put him about 8th place roughly. 9th I'm going to say Carlos Sainz, and in 10th place I'm going to say Sergio Perez. So that's all for today's video. Those are my predictions for the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Also, make sure to comment down below with your predictions for this weekend's Grand Prix, the pole sitter and the top 5 in that order. And until next time, I've been Viper Racing. You guys have been awesome watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ta-ra!